and $10. All is $10. We have 7 colors. Look.
Yes, my fabulous, your girl is back on the building. Yes, how are we doing? How are we doing? DailyLuxVibe is back. Yeah, no, it's not possible for us not to talk about this topic. This trending news that the China is exposing the luxury. Yes, the China manufacturers, they went on TikTok and they are exposing the luxury that you and I are buying. Yes, you, and me. The luxury that we are buying, China is just exposing it on the internet. And I would say we are here for it. Why not? Because we want to buy cheap. We know that we are on this journey of buying inspires. Amazon or Walmart has it because we are looking for cheap, we are looking for discounts or whatnot. And China said, come over, I got you. That's what China is saying. I am going to play your clips here and there, and you're going to be shocked.
As long as there's a tag saying made in China, the bag can never be luxury. However, in fact, more than 80% of the luxury bags in the world are made in China. But those luxury brands just won't acknowledge that. They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own countries and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that. That way, the bags will appear at their boutiques as made in Italy or made in France. You know, those sophisticated European countries, which make you feel mysterious, royal, and thus luxury. Now, close your eyes. Let's just do a little, very easy experiment in your head, okay? Imagine that you have Hermes bag and suddenly the label on it changed from made in France into made in China, while everything else like leathers, zippers, and hardware remain the same. Do you suddenly feel that your bag is not as luxury as before? If you do, that means you have been misled and poisoned by the market campaign of those luxury brands for too long. Welcome to the real world. Now you see, those bags are made in China by our intelligent and diligent Chinese artisans. Let's not be poisoned and misled by the market campaign any longer and be a real person. Buy a bag from our factory in China, see the real world for yourself.
Are taking to TikTok, revealing that many of these luxury items come from the same exact factories that produce cheaper alternatives. They're questioning why consumers should pay premium prices for products made in their own backyard. So this isn't just about where your bag is made.
Are the suppliers behind Lululemon? Some of their yoga wears are actually from Xianglong Clothing and Hongqisheng Clothing. And guess what? Both factories are located in Yiwu here. And these two factories also supply clothing for Fila and Under Armour. I guess most of you know the price of Lululemon or other big brands. They sell you a legging pants for $100. And guess what? Here in these two factories, you can get them for around $5 to $6. Crazy. And what's even better? The material and the craftsmanship are basically the same because they all come the same production line. See, this is why people come to China and looking for the OEM factory because they just can get the cheapest and best quality product from there and sell you.
And $10. All is $10. We have 7 colors. Look.
I'm so sorry, I just had to, but I do have something serious to say. No shade to that creator whatsoever, but to anyone who still thinks that made in China means that something is of an inferior quality needs to address the latent racism that lives within them. Just because a Birkin or a Chanel classic flap is then sent to France to add the made in France symbol right at the end doesn't mean that French quality and French craftsmanship is somehow superior than Chinese. If you're someone who subscribes to this belief system, I would really ask you to critically analyze where this Eurocentric belief system has come from. Because clearly, from every single brand that you can think of, from Lululemon to COS to Chanel to Hermes to every product in Sephora is manufactured in China, clearly they're doing something right. This isn't anything new, and another example that comes to mind is how they tried to demonize MSG and Chinese food cooking based on one letter to a journal that had absolutely zero facts or evidence to back it up, when MSG is actually a naturally occurring compound in foods such as tomato and cheese. It's called monosodium glutamate, and it's literally naturally occurring. I think what is particularly egregious about this slander against made in China is that it ignores the absolute rich wealth of history about Chinese trade and Chinese manufacturing. Think back to the Silk Road and how Chinese silk taupe was once the epitome of luxury fashion. Forget about the row. And this was thousands of years ago. In China, their looms were weaving the most intricate brocade designs way before the West ever got it. They had porcelain, they had jade, they had some of the earliest examples of calligraphy on man-made paper. Yet we discount all of that rich history, all of those thousands of years of craftsmanship, and demonize made in China. I'm so glad that the Chinese wholesalers are hitting back and asking Western consumers to wake up, because this is the revolution. It is being televised, and if this app gets taken away from us, we'll all know why.
China, they on our ass. Let me tell you something. Y'all see all these damn bags that I have? Okay? These are the bags they're talking about. Like, I have a Birkin, a Fendi, a Louis. I've never even used this bag yet. A Chanel, Louis, Fendi, Chanel, Gucci, Louis. And you're telling me what I have spent on all these bags, I could have went to China and got them and not spent all this money? China, I'm coming. But let me just show you all the bags that I actually really have. Look at this. Jacquemus, Louis, Hermes, Louis, Dior, 3 Chanels, Fendi, what is it? Chanel, Louis, Chanel, Louis, Gucci, Chanel. All of this stuff that I spent my hard-earned money on, all of this, are you freaking telling me that I overpaid for all of this shit? Let me go on Expedia or whatever and find me an airline ticket to China, because I'm coming to see y'all. Look for me. And I also want to add that this Louis wallet, it legit say made in France. Made in France. I am now checking all my shit. China. I'm coming.
As long as there's a tag saying made in China, the bag can never be luxury. However, in fact, more than 80% of the luxury bags in the world are made in China. But those luxury brands just won't acknowledge that. They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own factories and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that. That way, the bags will appear at their boutiques as made in Italy or made in France. You know, those sophisticated European countries, which make you feel mysterious, royal, and thus luxury. Now, close your eyes. Let's just do a little, very easy experiment in your head, okay? Imagine that you have an Hermes bag, and suddenly the label on it changed from made in France into made in China, while everything else, like leathers, zippers, and hardware, remain the same. Do you suddenly feel that your bag is not as luxury as before? If you do, that means you have been misled and poisoned by the market campaign of those luxury brands for too long. Welcome to the real world. Now you see, those bags are made in China by our intelligent and diligent Chinese artisans. Let's not be poisoned and misled by the market campaign any longer, and be a real person. Buy a bag from us, from our factory in China. See the real world for yourself.
We're on Trade War TikTok. You know, Trump came out and he said, you know what, China, 145% tariff on anything that comes from China, you know, minus the cell phones and the laptops and some electronics. And you know, Trump is getting scared right now. Okay. But then China came back and they just clapped back so hard, and they are exposing all of these luxury brands. And you know what China did? They rolled specifically the Coach dice. Guys, these are my Coach dice. I got them last weekend. It says Coach on the little hang tag, and then on the back of it, it literally says made in China, okay? Saw that one TikTok from Send Bags with that guy, and he was going over all of the hardware and the material cost to make the Hermes Birkin bag. Guys, this is the Walmart Birkin bag. Where do you think this was made? In China, okay? I got it in black. I also have it in brown. And lastly, I have it in orange too, guys. The H orange, yes. Interested, you can still find like the Walmart Birkin or the Walmart Kelly on the TikTok shop. I see them. Some of them have free shipping, some of them don't. They're like between 85 and like 120 bucks. You know what? I probably have some in my showcase. If you're interested, check it out. This is my Louis Vuitton monogrammed embossed leather long wallet, okay? I love this wallet. I think it's amazing. I think it looks great. Canal Street, $20, guys, okay? And you know what? I think, here's the thing. It's not like this is going to be like washing clothes or like, you know, it's a wallet, guys, you know, and all of these people on TikTok, they are coming out and you see all of these manufacturers, all of these suppliers, and they say, you know what? This is made in the same factory as the other ones that you're paying $2,000 for. I just got this one on Canal Street for $20. I've seen some manufacturers on TikTok recently come out and say, the Chanel double flap, yeah, this costs like $40 to make. It's not, why is Chanel charging us $10,000 for this bag? Lastly, the Gucci Marmont camera bag, okay? I love it, you know. But why is Gucci charging us $2,000, $3,000 for this when the manufacturers are out here outing every luxury brand out there? Hermes, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, YSL, Prada, and they say, you know what? All of that stuff, that bag is made in China, and then they ship it to maybe Italy or France, and they add a couple touches, and then they add their own stamping inside, and they say, made in lowercase Italy, okay? And I'm just like, my mother, she has this saying that the American dream, everything here, the American dream is actually made in China.
Sellers, it's 2024 and you still don't know who are the suppliers behind Dior? Their knitwears and cardigans are from Beyond Garments from Hangzhou. Beyond Garments is also the supplier behind many luxury brands from America and Europe like Sandra, Maj, Versace. Second, most of the Dior's cosmetic products are actually produced by Taiho Group, which is also the supplier behind Lancome and Loewe. Third, 24-hour packaging technology from Shenzhen provides exquisite packaging and bags for Dior. Of course, Dior has their own factories in many countries, supplies different products for them. If you want to know more about this part of the information, tell me in the comment section so I'll prepare for my next videos.
Fabulous. I know y'all thinking like, oh, I'm safe. I don't buy Gucci. I don't buy the best Gucci, just like this lady is pointing to the best Gucci. I don't buy Louis Vuitton. I don't buy Chanel. Hermes is for sure even too expensive. I don't buy it. So I am not in this. No, my dear. Come back here. You are in this ship as well. We are all in this ship together. If you buy from Guess, if you buy from Nine West, if you buy from Winners, if you buy from Marshalls, if you buy from Dollar Tree, if you buy from anywhere you are buying from, we are all in this. That luxury does not mean the other brands are not ripping us off, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that Chanel is not. I mean, not Chanel for sure. Now it's been exposed that Chanel is ripping us off, but that does not mean that Guess is not. Or if your budget is at least $100, the Nike, the Adidas. Now imagine how much they are actually manufacturing the kids' shoe. Let's start from there. We buying kids' shoe, a little kid shoe for over $100, $80. How much do y'all think it's actually? How much do y'all think the manufacturing price is gonna be? So we are all in this together. I just think China's, they are just mad. They are mad, and I think exposing, just like we know on this channel, we expose the luxury. That's why we go to buy the Inspire. Do not forget to catch up on my episode on Buy the Inspire. Sis, I'm gonna be linking it down there, or it's gonna pop up right there, right there. Click it, and you are gonna be saving yourself. Now that we see that we have options, we are here for options. We are options to look fabulous. China is angry at the U.S. because the U.S. put tariffs of 147% on them, and they be like, okay, we are gonna bust your behind. But why China is busting the behind of the luxury? I want y'all to listen to this, my fabulous sis right here. She made a good point.
The bags come from China, but the leather comes from Nigeria. The bags are manufactured in China, but the leather, the exotic skins, the snake skin, the alligator, it comes from Kano, Nigeria. Come on in, let's talk about it. Yes, because I love that the Chinese manufacturers are coming on here and asserting that they are producing these luxury bags and luxury goods, but also Black people have a hand in that manufacturing by way of tanneries in Kano, Nigeria. So a tannery is an institution, a business in which you are converting animal products like skins, leather, suede, alligator skins, snake skins, all kinds of exotic skins into textiles so that they can be used for goods, clothing, bags. And Kano, Nigeria is world headquarters for this practice. And they have long since been headquarters for hundreds of years. So I interviewed during the pandemic a man named Winston, and he leads a business out of Kano, Nigeria called Winston Leathers. And they are actually a third generation tannery. So he confirmed that his tannery produces leather goods and exotic skins for brands like LVMH, so Louis Vuitton's portfolio of brands, Ralph Lauren, many other luxury brands. And I interviewed him on Twitter. I'll link to that thread so you can go back and read it. But yeah, he shared that this practice of providing exotic skins to the world, but specifically to China, goes back to the Silk Road, when traders in Mali buying leather goods up through Morocco and on into Asia. Moroccan leather is known for its quality, and Winston actually shared that Moroccan leather can be traced back to Kano, Nigeria, and it's actually Kano leather. So I love all the conversation that Chinese manufacturers have started around like amplifying that those goods are produced and manufactured in China. I want to go a layer deeper and talk about how Black people
Go right ahead, sister. Speak it. Preach it, preach it, preach it. This is so interesting, isn't it? Let's get to it.
are actually contributing to the manufacturing as well, because the leather goods and the exotic skins that make up those bags that they're putting together in China actually started on the continent of Africa, in Nigeria. Okay, let's talk about it. If we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about all of it. And, sorry, I'm getting ready. I'm gonna put my brush down to talk about some bags that I love by Black designers. So, this beauty is Antelope. This is by a brand called Brother Valet. A Black woman named Aurora James leads that brand. I still wear fur. Don't kill me. I read a great New York Times article about how basically fur was phased out when Black women were able to access it in greater numbers. So basically, because Black women could access something that white people felt was exclusive to them, that's when they decided, oh no, vegan leather. And I am not a proponent of, inhumane treatment of animals, but I do love fur, and it is a part of Black womanhood, Black girlhood, rites of passage. We hand down fur coats. So I love a fur. Brother Valet has great bags, and they also benefit women in Africa who construct these bags. I want to talk about Hanifa. I can't get enough of Hanifa. I love Hanifa Muvemba as a person, and she is also a Black designer from the continent of Africa. She is from Congo, and she produces bags. This is a great bag. It comes in a larger size. It also comes in black, I believe, and maybe red. And yes, I love this bag. She sent this bag to me. Thank you so much, sister. Love this down and wear it. Okay? And we gotta talk about Loire. So, Loire is headed by Raul Lopez. He is a person of color, and he's actually previously one half of Hood by Air. So if you're familiar with Hood by Air, they pioneered streetwear. He was one half of the duo who founded it and led it. So icon already. He circled back, okay, hit us with another brand called Loire. This is the ostrich texture. This is 100% genuine leather. It's ostrich textured. I also have a smooth version of this bag in brown. And then I also want to shout out another Black handbag designer named Wilglery. She has the brand Anima Iris. I had the pleasure of working with Wilglery when I was at Amazon. So I was brought to Amazon. Many of you know I work in luxury fashion. Hi, I'm Shelby. I'm a costume and fashion historian, a Forbes 30 Under 30 honoree, a Vogue Business 100 Innovator honoree, and a 10-plus year veteran of the luxury fashion industry. And during my career journey, Amazon brought me over to stand up their luxury division. And so I onboarded luxury brands with an emphasis on Black luxury brands, okay? And I got to onboard Anima Iris. And Wilglery and her team were amazing. Love her bags down on more than a couple. They're not within my reach right now, but wanted to shout her out because her bags are still produced on the continent of Africa as well. So support her bags. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, girlies, because it has to go without saying. Black people are in the mix with a lot of things, okay? And this is one of them. So just as China is making sure to assert their contribution and their attribution to the luxury handbag industry, I want to make sure that we assert and attribute Black people's contribution, which is specifically in Kano, Nigeria, via these.
Yes, my fabulous, before we move on, you know DailyLuxVibe love to say thank you. Thank you for watching this video up to this moment. And for sure, thank you to the creators, all the original creators that created the content that we use in this video. I will say thank you. Appreciate it for giving us the opportunity to let us know what's going on. You know what I mean? And of course, this is very educational. We are learning history right here. A lot of people do not know that African actually has something to do with luxury as well. We know, right? That we do not know African has some might not know, some might know, but at least because of this, China coming out to expose the luxury, we get to learn about African as well. Like, okay, China, you want credit? When are y'all gonna give credit to Africa? But this is what I'm gonna say. This exposing of luxury, it has been on for some time now. We were not just paying attention to it. We were not just paying attention to it because if y'all remember, around December 2024 and January 2025, walking Walmart helmets bag came out and the internet went crashing. The internet went crashing when Walmart brought their helmets bag out. That was number one expose that we did not pay attention to. And for sure, even on Amazon, we've seen some inspired. What's inspired? What is a dupe? Where is it coming from? For sure, it's coming from where? It's coming from people that are making this luxury. But unfortunately, we were not paying attention to it. But now, as I said before, we do not care. We are here for discount. We are here for cheap. We are here for inspired. We are here for the dupes. We just want to look fabulous. Right, my fabulous? Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope you all learned one or two things. Comment down below and let me know what's your thoughts on this China exposing luxury and what's your thought on Africa being involved in luxury. Thank you. I'm out.